Evil intentions. Oh, I love a salacious type paranormal drama. It had everything you wanted. You have the villain, the unjust nature of it, creating all of this frustration in the viewer and waiting for her to get her comeuppance for playing the system and scamming these daughters out of what is theirs and a father out of their life, out of his life. I thought that it was really well acted. Everybody was there to play. There was the right intensity and almost a danger to the performances, which I really liked. It felt very fresh. So I appreciated that. And the paranormal twist was excellent and actually truly scary. I think all of the special effects that they used created that distortion of what's real and what's not. And I felt like we very viscerally started to align with the scammer, I'll call her, who we could kind of get into that mindset and into that psychological torment that was happening. And at the ending, it was just such a success of the plan. And as an audience member, I was cheering in my seat. Yes. We love to see when somebody gets their comeuppance in the end. So really, really loved this piece.
Evil intentions. I loved the cinematography in this. The filmmakers did such a great job with the coloring and what they did. It just looked so pretty. It really was gorgeous. Music was great too. The story of this was very clever, very, very smart. I think that the filmmakers told it well. And that twist, yeah, it was a twist that was very clever, and I really, really liked that. Yeah, nice job with the editing and the special effects that they did. The ones that they did in post, but also the effects that they did in camera. They made it really, really seamless with that. Nice job.
I loved as she was being chased around that her hair and makeup just stayed perfectly styled and her makeup just stayed fresh. Um it's true to most crime films, most horror films, that the woman continues to look beautiful and styled instead of being mussed up no matter what's happening to her, and as she runs and is panicked that nothing gets out of place. It's just true to horror film. This film was perfect with the lighting and how the score, it kept the heart racing. It's clear that the filmmaker is a true horror film fan. She is clearly a very gifted filmmaker and has studied the art of horror films. The filmmaker is employed all the techniques where it's set up from the very beginning. Someone's died and there's a will that has been manipulated, and you're being gaslit to believe that no, it has not. It's innocent, and it has been set up to get people to essentially confess that yeah, they did it. But to do it in a way to scare the crap out of them. It's perfect. And it just gives that little bit of true horror film where the guy is kind of a dunce and no, nothing's happening. And the woman knows. It's just true to how film is. Horror films typically are, where the woman continues to look beautiful and perfect, and the man is a little bit clueless, even though they're complicit in it together, and all the nods are there, and it really gives that nod to those classic horror films while having it fully completed, the end, and the lighting going in and out with the strobe effects with the music really gives it that final touch of perfection into the crime genre.
evil intentions has karma come back to haunt these characters quite literally. As we fall into this tale, it gives sort of a Cinderella-esque vibe, as we found that the children's father has died and possibly the stepmother has something in order to do with his sudden death, as she takes in all of the money and the familial duties, which she doesn't really seem too thrilled about. We get to fall into the story as she's relishing in her new fancy lifestyle, that these ghosts are coming back to haunt them. And it's sometimes even alluded that even the family ties are also involved in this. They're angry, they're upset, they're enraged. They know that she has something to do with this, and they just relish in the fact of satisfaction as they're thrown into the police car at the end of the film.